It was goggled at through pebble glasses, peered at through horn rims, gazed at over half moons, and squinted at by someone who had left his glasses in his other suit, which he feared very much had now gone to the cleaners. No one seemed to know how old it was, or care very much. The young girl's face began to grow downhearted again. "Sour lot," said Reg to Richard. He picked up a silver salt cellar again and held it up. "Young lady," he said, leaning forward to address her. "Oh no, not again, you old fool," muttered the ageist archaeologist Corley, sitting back and putting his hands over his ears. "Young lady," repeated Reg, "regard this simple silver salt cellar. Regard this simple hat." "You haven't got a hat," the girl said sulkily. "Oh," said Reg, "a moment, please," and he went and fetched his red woolly one. "Regard," he said again, "this simple silver salt cellar. Regard this simple woolly hat. I put the salt cellar in the hat, thus, and pass the hat to you. The next part of the trick, dear lady, is up to you." He handed the hat to her, past their two intervening neighbours, Corley and Watkin. She took the hat and looked inside it. "Where's it gone?" she asked, staring into the hat. "It's wherever you put it," said Reg. "Oh," said Sarah, "I see. Well, that wasn't very good." Reg shrugged. "A humble trick, but it gives me pleasure," he said, and turned back to Richard. "Now, what were we talking about?" Richard looked at him with a slight sense of shock. He knew that the professor had always been prone to sudden and erratic mood swings, but it was as if all the warmth had drained out of him in an instant. He now wore the same distracted expression Richard had seen on his face when first he arrived at his door that evening, apparently completely unexpected. Reg seemed then to sense that Richard had taken aback and quickly reassembled a smile. "My dear chap," he said, "my dear chap, my dear, dear chap. What was I saying?" You were saying, my dear chap." "Yes, but I felt sure that I was prelude to something, a sort of short toccata on the theme of what splendid fellow you are, prior to introducing the main subject of my discourse, the nature of which I currently forget. You have no idea what I was about to say?" "No." "Oh, well, I suppose I should be pleased if everyone knew exactly what I was about to say. Then there would be no point in me saying it, would there? Now, how's our young guest Pot doing?" In fact, it had reached Watkin, who pronounced himself no expert on what the ancients had made for themselves to drink out of, only on what they had written as a result. He said that Corley was the one whose knowledge and experience they should all bow, and attempted to give the pot to him. "I said," he repeated, "yours was a knowledge and experience to which we should bow. Oh, for heaven's sake, take your hands off your ears and have a look at the thing." Gently but firmly, he drew Corley's right hand from his ear, explained the situation to him once again, and handed him the pot. Corley gave it a cursory but expert examination. "Yes," he said, "about 200 years old, I would think. Very rough, very crude example of its type. Utterly without value, of course." He put it down peremptorily and gazed off into the old minstrel gallery, which appeared to anger him for some reason. The effect on Sarah was immediate. Already discouraged, Thea was thoroughly downcast by this. She bit her lip and threw herself back against the chair, feeling once again thoroughly out of place and childish. Her father gave her a warning look about misbehaving, and then apologised for her. Buxtedew," he hurried on to say. "Yes, good old Buxtedew. We'll have to see what we can do. Tell me." "Young lady," interrupted a voice, hoarse with astonishment, "you are clearly a magician and enchantress of prodigious power." All eyes turned to Reg, the old show-off. He was gripping the pot, staring at it with manic fascination. He turned his eyes slowly to the little girl, as if for the first time assessing the power of a feared adversary.